Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Top Road Rally this week, episode 67. And to call that one out,
wow!
Part 4, the list.
The list that don't miss, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're going to talk about the stable.
The 10
greatest heel stables
of the WWE, and we're on number 2. Number two. Ladies and gentlemen, we didn't want to tell you ahead of time, but this is going to be huge. It's D Generation X, led by Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Are you ready?
Prominent members: Triple H, Shawn Michaels, China, Rick Rude. That was the first incarnation. Then it was Triple H, China, X-Pac, Billy Gunn, and Road Dogg, with the date being from 1997 all the way to 2000, with intermediate reunions ever since.
Are you ready?
Do you want to see horns wiggle? No. Or
I said, are
ready? Exactly. WCW may have had the NWO, but the WWE had DX, and this crew of misfits just didn't give a dead gum. D Generation X came at exactly the right time. Their first feud was with the Hart Foundation, and unlike the clean-cut boys from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, DX was grimy. Plus, they had China, and we had never seen anyone like China before. Amazon-esque is quite the understatement. Unlike the female wrestlers before her, China looked like she could kill half the male roster should the opportunity ever present itself. DX wasn't heels for long, however, as much as the commentators tried to sell them as discretion. The people love their anti-authority vibe, their love of stupid pranks, and their consistent torturing of Mr. McMahon and before then, Sergeant Slaughter. Today, the group is pretty much a babyface nostalgia act. Every now and again, the original members will reunite in the ring and get a massive pop, but still, the heel incarnation deserves massive kudos for pushing the boundaries of good taste and for kicking off the Attitude Era alongside Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that theme song, one of the best and catchy as ever.
It is. Are you ready?
You ready?
Well, let's talk about the 100 wrestling pay-per-views you must see before you die with key matches.
Number 35, we have a Ring of Honor New Japan Wrestling War of the Worlds 2014 TNA referee. Key matches: Red Dragon versus
TNA referee?
Yeah, that was a TNA referee. Rudy Charles.
Somebody got some work.
Exactly. Rudy Charles versus the Young Bucks for the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles. AJ Styles versus Okada versus Michael Elgin. Unbreakable Michael Elgin for the IWGP Championship, and then Nakamura versus Kevin Steen.
Wow.
Oh,
For no match. I mean,
no title involved.
Just a match.
That's right.
Amazing. Next at number 34 was the Ring of Honor Manhattan Mayhem. Key matches.
Better than Mayhem in Munford, you know what I'm saying?
Key matches: Low Key and Homicide versus Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal. Plus Alex Shelley versus Austin Aries.
Then we had WWF No Way Out 2001, number 33. Key matches in a 3 stages of hell. You had Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Triple H. Then you had Chris Jericho versus Eddie Guerrero versus X-Pac versus Chris Benoit in a who's who of a fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship. And then you had female wrestler versus Boss's daughter versus the princess, the $1 billion princess. You had Trish Stratus taking on Stephanie McMahon. The table did not break. Maybe it didn't mean to break.
It's not time yet.
And number 32.
Number 2, we had WrestleMania 31. Key matches: Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for the WWE title. Sting versus Triple H and the Intercontinental ladder match.
And last but not least, for this week's 100 wrestling pay-per-views you must see before you die on the list.
With key matches.
With key matches, it was WCW and New Japan with a collision in Korea. So you had WCW, which is an American group. You had Japan from New Japan Wrestling, and they were all in Korea. Woo! Nobody got killed. That's good.
It's good to know.
That's good, because that's kind of scary. Collision and Creed had Inoki, Tony Inoki, taking on Ric Flair.
Woo!
You have the Steiners versus your Hashi-Has and Kensuke Sasaki. And did this guy wrestle twice?
He did, yes. That's how much key match it was. He must have been a good guy.
Your Hashi-Has versus Wild Pegasus. Do you know who the Wild Pegasus is?
I think I know who Wild Pegasus is. That's what I thought it was.
Chris Benoit, ladies and gentlemen, was the Wild Pegasus. And now we're going to continue talking about the WWE's 40 wrestlers ranked from worst to best. From 10 down to 6, you have number 10, Sheamus with his pros. He has a mammoth build, who's currently wrestling right now on the network. You have number 2, devastating finisher and signature move set. And then number 3, he has enough credibility to work either upper mid-card or main event matches. And his cons prior to his return, he didn't have any storylines. He just won for the sake of winning.
Yeah.
Number 2, he looks ridiculous. You look stupid. Number 3, they got rid of his lobster head / too many limes interest. Too many limes. I don't get it.
Number 9 is Triple H.
Your buddies right next to each other.
I
Isn't that
know.
weird?
The pros can work very well in the ring despite being semi-retired. Can magically be heel on Raw and SmackDown while being cheered on NXT.
Weird.
Has a masterful understanding of ring psychology.
Yes, they say he is a huge proponent for history.
Like Patrick.
Exactly.
Cons, cuts very long, sometimes boring promos. Takes up too much time on Raw, just like his wife.
Ooh.
And 3, just doesn't look like such a badass without the long hair.
He does. He just looks normal. Then we have
Somebody just kicked out.
Yes, we did. Yes, they did. Not we did. They did. Number 8, The Undertaker.
Yeah, we did.
That's true. Number 8, The Undertaker with pros, the single greatest gimmick of all wrestling history in the WWE. He's revered by his peers and wrestling commentators as one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. He makes any match he's involved in feel like a really big deal. Cons, he only works one match a year. Is believed to retire after his next and final match at WrestleMania 32. And has so many injuries that he needs a good technical opponent to carry him through a match.
Number 7 is the GOAT, greatest of all time, Daniel Bryan.
I like that.
You know what GOAT stood for?
Because when you call him Goat Face.
I know. Well, that's the greatest of all time face.
That's horrible.
The pros, the best wrestler in the company and possibly the world. Number 2, the most popular WWE star in the entire company.
True. Oh.
Number 3, can make others look great just by working with them.
True.
Cons, it's getting older.
He is. He is getting old.
He is, yeah.
He is. You said it's getting old.
It is. It doesn't say his either.
It says he is getting old.
Yeah, he's also riddled with injuries.
Oh, yes.
And number 3, WWE doesn't want to push him heavily because of his serious neck injury and subsequent rehab.
Subsequent rehab. Number 6, Dolph Ziggler. Can sell ice to an Eskimo. He has maintained a consistent level of popularity for years now. He is an excellent wrestler overall, but his cons, he's still stuck in the upper mid-card, partly due to outspoken criticism of the WWE.
Yeah, you can't talk about WWE.
He has a history of concussions, just like Daniel Bryan, always got an injury.
Yes.
Number 3 is a goofy wrestling name.
But he works with
it's
it.
grown on me.
He works with it.
It's not that goofy.
It's like, hey, this is your name, and he says, okay, and I'll just work with it.
Better than being a caddy.
Now, next week, we will end this part of the
We're gonna go
list.
5-1.
We will go 5-1. So, who is the best wrestler in the WWE?
We will find out next week, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, take out the concrete. Take out the 2x4s. Ho! Take out the nails, the screwdrivers, the axe handles, if you will.
Yes.
All of the appropriate tools to build the foundation and subsequent building altogether, the housing, if you will, for what can be a top-notch wrestling promotion as we go back in history and rebuild the AWA created by Vern Gagne.
We look at this way. No timelines are
I'm
available.
talking about everybody's at their prime, at their peak.
Everybody's at their prime, at their peak, as you said. It can be anybody who just started in the business to someone who was in the business in 1920.
That's true.
We took a list.
We did take a list.
20 people. I picked 20. He picked 20. We could have the same, or it could be equal to 40 superstars.
That's true.
To start off the AWA, we come up with a list of 33 stars.
33 singles wrestlers, ladies and gentlemen. We have Nick Bockwinkel.
The man who led the AWA for a while as
Yes.
world champion has to make the list.
Of course. We have Vern Gagne, the man who created the AWA.
We have the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Woo, trained
You got to
by
have
Vern
the
Gagne.
man who is a 16-time world heavyweight champion.
Exactly. We have former AWA world champion Kurt Hennig.
Why not? He is perfect. Somebody perfect needs to be on the list.
That's true.
We had a true king in Jerry the King Lawler.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have Larry the Axe Hennig.
Hey, we got the perfect son. Why not the perfect father?
That's true.
We have a man who was once a king, but it was always a macho man, Randy Savage.
Ooh, Texas Cloverleaf, ladies and gentlemen. I guess it's the Irish Cloverleaf here. Then we have Ken Patera.
Why not? A world's strongest man deserves to be on this list. We had Ox Baker.
We did have
One tough SOB.
That's true. Pretty crazy too. We have former champion, former king as well, Harley Race.
One of the toughest men on the planet, Harley Race.
That's true.
He would be in the main event picture all the time.
All the time.
We had somebody who had the body, who had the voice, and had the look. Jesse the Body Ventura.
That's true. We also have a mainstay of the AWA original rosters, Brad Reagan's friend of Brock Lesnar.
We have a man who, when you ask him a question, he changes the answers. Roddy Piper.
Then we have the man who married Vern Gagne's daughter to get a championship. Sound familiar?
It does sound familiar.
Larry, the living legend, Saviska.
And also a man who loved this country and saluted the red, white, and blue. Attention, you maggots! Sergeant Slaughter.
That's true.
You won. Got that one right.
You got it right. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, Randy Orton, beat Sheamus.
Because it doesn't hurt.
It does not hurt. Then we had another mainstay of I almost said Ring of Honor, don't know why, of AWA, Baron Von Raschke,
The Claw.
who was also in WWE as the Baron.
Yes. Didn't last for long for being the Baron.
Yep.
And we have another one, a man who was a thorn in the side of Sergeant Slaughter, and that was the evil Colonel De Beers.
The Bears. The Bears. The Bears, the Bears, the Bears, the Bears. Sorry. Then we have Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Our next superstar is a giant. The Big Show.
The Big Show. Then we have another mainstay of the AWA roster of old, Billy Robinson.
That's a good one. A man next on the list ruled world-class championship wrestling, but also could rule the AWA, Kerry Von Erich.
Texas Tornado. With the Tornado Punch. Then we have Nord, the Barbarian, who went later on to be in the WWF as
Berserker.
the Berserker. Horrible gimmick, but whatever.
And we also need a few high flyers.
We do have to have a few of those.
And why not one of the great from Mexico, Rey Mysterio?
He may not take our offer because he's making movies, right?
Booyaka, booyaka. 619. Yes.
Booyaka, you a liar. And next we have, before he was the model, He was a great singles wrestler for the AWA. Was
and
he
a former world AWA champion.
He was
yes.
a world champion. Rick Martel.
A great addition to the AWA. Along with this man, a Japanese sensation, Jushin Thunder Liger.
If you're going to have Rey Mysterio, why not have Jushin Liger get to this? Greatest Mexican wrestler versus the greatest Japanese wrestler. Next, we have the man who was basically started his career in the AWA, Mr. Hogan. Exactly.
You're gonna have Hogan. Hogan is a centerpiece. Hogan would make a great main eventer for the AWA.
Women's Slam's about to happen.
It's about to happen.
Lock.
Up next, you know, we said Ray had Jushin Thunder Liger. Throw this man in, and it would be a great match, a great triple threat. Could main event any show.
That's true.
A man of 1,000 holds, Dean Malenko.
That's right. Then we have our next contestant on the Price is Right. If you come on down. Former partner of Kurt Hennig, Scott Hall, who looked like Magnum TA back then.
He did like Magnum TA back then, you're right. Up next was a rough, tough Texan who didn't take crap off anybody.
That's right.
Stan the Lariat Hansen.
And the last one off of my list, man, Ray Stevens, the Crippler.
Then we have a regal gentleman who would fit well in with the AWA, could be AWA World Heavyweight Champion, William Regal.
Not the Steve Regal that they had.
No.
Oh,
Another great wrestler who had matches with Ric Flair that would go 60 minutes and they would still look fresh. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
and final?
And finally, a man who would be great in the mid-card division, who would give Ken Patera, Brad Riggins,
Billy
and
Robinson.
even
Billy Robinson.
Billy Robinson's. They would put on great shows. The total package, Lex Luger.
Yes.
On to the tag teams of the new, rebuilt AWA.
We have the Destruction Crew, Mike Enos, and Wayne Bloom.
Which was a great team.
It was.
We have Axe and Smash Demolition would put a hurting on anybody in the tag team division.
Anybody. JoJo! Then we have Jim Brunzett and Greg Gagne.
We're a great team in the AWA, and they still will be a great team.
Woo! She's short.
Yes, sure.
Continue.
We have Bad Company. Which will be
Paul
a
Diamond.
great team.
Paul Diamond.
Paul Diamond.
And
Patton.
And then we have the Fabulous Freebirds.
And we would have a great team of technicians. A team that would give Demolition, the Killer Bee, the Killer Bee, Jim Brunzell, and
Greg Gagne.
a run for the money. And even the Freebirds, a run for the money. Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson.
That's true. Then we have the Nasty Boys.
Nasty sensation, baby.
That's true. You got anybody?
I'm done.
You already said them right here? Okay. And then the last two tag teams is the Midnight Rockers. Marty Jannetty and Shad Michaels. And last but not least, the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal.
That would be an excellent tag team division. And now let's move on to the lovely, lovely ladies and start off with one who is sensational.
Scary.
But Sherry Martel would top our list in the women's division.
She's a sister, if you will. Sister. Sherry Martel. Then we have the one, the only, throwing the belt in the trash, Medusa.
A match between Medusa and Sherry Martel would be epic. A young up-and-comer who has speed, who has fan approval, Rockin' Robin would be a great addition to the ladies' division.
The sister of J.D. St. Roberts and
Sam Houston.
who was married to Baby Doll. Next, Luna Vashon.
Oh, that just takes the ladies division up a notch.
Because she's crazy.
She's crazy. You don't know where she's coming. She'd come from left field and hit you behind the head.
That's true.
You have no clue where Luna was thinking. You have a great women's wrestler here, a champion of the ages, the fabulous Moolah.
Next, we go back in history to a lady who wrestled in the AWA, Judy Martin.
That would be good. She would be a good one there.
Yes.
She would add something to the ladies division, just like this young lady here would, who is doing stuff in TNA right now. She would be great for AWA, the rebuilt AWA, and that is Gail Kim.
Gail Kim, ladies and gentlemen, the final would create a tag team women's situation at times because we've got Vivian Vashon.
Vivian Vashon. Luna and Vivian. Good gracious, you have the mom and the daughter. I think Sharon Montel and the rest of these lovely ladies would have trouble to have two Vashons chasing after anything they wanted in the ladies division.
That is true. That's how we rebuilt.
And this will be put on this will be put on our Facebook page because next week, folks, we're getting the tools back out again. We're gonna build up ECW. How hardcore can we go?
That's true. Plus, we finish up with the 10 greatest ever WWE heel stables. We won't tell you who number 1 is, though. We were not gonna tell you.
Nope. I'll be waiting.
Plus news, countdowns, the American Dream countdowns, plus SummerSlam 2001 with Booker T defending the WCW Championship against The Rock. Plus a lot more.
Well, that is it this week for this big battleground pay-per-view Top Rope Reality episode 67. And as always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching our show. We appreciate it to the bottom of our heart. I want to thank you again. And come back next week for 68 as we talk about all this stuff. And we're going to watch Battleground as the prime time players are going to defend their titles against New Day. Which two? We're going to find out very shortly. But for always, here at Top Rope Reality, I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm Justin Carter.
And we'll see you next week for episode 68 right here on the YouTube. Point us out.